Something you and I have talked a lot about is the difference between CBUM and Chris. And it's funny because I think most of you probably know a lot about CBUM, and I know a lot more about Chris. And you and I have talked about how CBUM is a part of you, but it's not who you are. And there's been this blending that you've been trying to do. Even like earlier, you were saying you want to be more present. It's like you are Chris, and CBUM is what you do. And it's like, how do you blend those?
All right, so I guess I'm going to pull a quote from Jim Carrey to start that, and it's something I know random as hell, but he's dude smart. It said something like, "I wish for everyone to realize all their dreams and fame, and realize that they don't that does not make them complete."
Come on, Chris. Come on, 2 more.
And still 4-time
Come on, let's go. Finish strong.
Bumstead.
Up YouTube. Day of the Q&A. We're all hiding in the back room, as we always do. I feel like most of these videos start with us just hiding from everybody in the back room.
Pretty much.
But it's about 9:30 right now, so we're about 30 minutes late from starting, but people are also getting in there and sitting down. So we're getting ready to go up there. We got me, Ian, Vaughn, Dom, 4-way trio for the 4P. Let's go up there and answer some random questions. So that's what's going on. I don't know if we're gonna work out later. The gym's gonna be closed. Good time to work out. But it's supposed to be a rest day, so I don't really know what to do. So we're gonna figure it out, but we're gonna go to this event. And then there's some Raw's Got Talent thing after. I think 5 people are presenting like a talent show style thing, and I really hope someone's really good at magic because I fuck with magic talent
Apparently
shows.
there's a video of a guy diving into a pool.
I know, yeah, some big overweight man just belly flopped into a baby pool. So he's sadly not here. That would have been great. That's just a video we have, but we're gonna run through that today and have a good time. So see you there.
Honestly, if it was me, what I would do is I would reach out to people in your area.
I'm Jordan, and I'm Chris and Courtney's therapist, so I get a pretty cool perspective.
We love Jordan. She's the best.
She has to say that, right?
No, but seriously.
So I feel like there's a pro and con to inviting your therapist to a Q&A, and this is, I would say the pro, maybe it's the con for you, so we'll see. Something you and I have talked a lot about is the difference between CBUM and Chris. And it's funny because I think most of you probably know a lot about CBUM, and I know a lot more about Chris. And you and I have talked about how CBUM is a part of you, but it's not who you are. And there's been this blending that you've been trying to do. Even like earlier, you were saying you want to be more present. It's like you are Chris, and CBUM is what you do. And it's like, how do you blend those? And there's been a lot of moments where you and I have been talking in a session, and you've had like a realization or a light bulb moment, and you thought, man, I wish I would have known this sooner. And obviously everybody's here because they want to learn from you. They want to learn the lessons you've learned. And there was one session in particular where you were talking about all the things that you thought were going to make you really happy, and realizing as you got each one that that wasn't quite it, and there was this one thing that you realized was actually the thing you needed. And so, one, I would love for you to share that thing. And two, I would just love to open it up to ask, like, what is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned from therapy, and that you wish you would have known sooner, that you think would be helpful for them to know? And then I'll note this for our next session, obviously.
So you want me to start with?
Let's unpackage this. Let's go, Chris.
There's a lot of questions there. All right, so I guess I'm going to pull a quote from Jim Carrey to start that, and it's something I know random as hell, but he's dude smart. It said something like, "I wish for everyone to realize all their dreams and fame, and realize that they don't that does not make them complete." And I think what she was touching on, we were talking about, I was chasing Olympia titles and I was making money, I was getting new contracts, running businesses, I was getting my car of my dreams, owning a house at 24, like traveling the world, doing all this stuff. And I was like, this is like all these things that you think are gonna make you feel a little bit better, you know? Like, then I get to the point where I can buy anything I want, own anything I want, and I didn't feel any better. Every time I got a new level of like another, like, I won an Olympia, I was super grateful in that moment, but it didn't make me happier in my life. It didn't make me feel like a better person. I make more money, I didn't feel any better afterwards. It's just like a little fleet of happiness or joy, and then it's kind of gone. And I realized like, okay, like this isn't gonna be the thing that makes me feel fulfilled in my life. I need to kind of branch out into more. And I think I learned, it's gonna be many things, but probably the biggest thing is connection. And the only way I'm gonna be able to feel connected is, as I was talking about, allowing myself to be seen, allowing myself to like kind of be my true self. And that battle I felt with CBUM versus Chris didn't start from being called CBUM at Olympias. It started when I was young, just kind of like feeling like I was all on my own. And I was always the guy who kind of had it all together. I was great at sports, I was always good. And Chris, the idea of CBUM has always been like cool, calm, and collected, has his shit together, and he's fine, he's always good. You don't have to worry about him, he's lucky, he's got it all together. And everyone's always kind of just thought that about me, so I just felt like I had to be that all the time. And I never really felt like I could share anything else other than that. So that's kind of the kind of act I put on for a while, and then I realized it made me feel very alone for a long aspect of my life. Especially in my childhood, I felt like there wasn't much I could really like connect with my family, because they didn't really see any of my struggles. They just saw the son who had it all together, he's good to go. So I think it really, something I'm unraveling now is allowing all the messy parts of myself to be seen, all the ups and the downs. And I mean, I couldn't have a better partner than Courtney to help pull this out and accept me for all of it, and kind of share and build a connection with her first, where I understand that the true connection is gonna come from allowing myself to be seen, all the dirty parts of myself, the stuff that I don't want people to see. That's the stuff where when someone loves me for that, then I know they truly love me, and I truly feel close to them for that. So I think that journey of life is kind of really, I'm really grateful that I've been able to accomplish all this stuff in my life, and I wouldn't change it for anything, but it's also helped me kind of quickly learn that it's not gonna make me happy. And that what's gonna make me happy is, as I said, the connection with the people in my life, and trying to rebuild that with my family, which is the parts that maybe were tainted, and kind of allow them to see me and build that with them, and with Courtney and anybody new in my life, and kind of take it as that. And a funny thing I actually get from a lot of men when I talk about like sharing like emotion and vulnerability with my girlfriend, like, yeah, well, like my girlfriend would leave me if I cried in front of them. And I don't know if that's anyone here, but I think there is a lot of fear around men sharing vulnerability just because of concepts of how we have to be. And there is totally a balance, I truly believe this, of where like you do have to know that you can be strong and support your family and your fiance, your wife, whatever it may be, but they also do want to see the real side of you. So if you're someone who's constantly like crying and this and that, like sure, maybe, but if you're someone who can show that you can be there for them and love them and support them, be strong, you can also let them be there for you sometimes, and kind of have like a synergy, like lean on each other rather than them just on you. It truly will bring you closer together, and I know it's worked for our relationship, and it's only made me, that's the stuff that's truly brought more happiness and honestly just confidence into my life, just to feel better in all aspects. Approved?
That was good. Oh, Courtney's saying the last part. Is there anything that you want to add that's a different lesson than that you learned from therapy that you would want to tell them? I was gonna let you be done, and Courtney was like, the last question.
Thanks, Courtney. I don't know, I think the biggest thing I've really learned was like how much I do need people in my life. I've always just thought I could do it all by myself, and like if I'm stressed out, well, I can just hold it in and handle it by myself. And how much it actually, like, it doesn't make you weak to share that because they're still there, but it actually helps you sometimes just to talk about it. And no one's gonna give you a solution or fix it, but just allowing and accepting some of these emotions to come up naturally makes them kind of fade away or dissipate a little bit rather than bringing them to the surface and making them worse. So I think really just kind of accepting, letting things come up, feeling them, and seeking connection rather than just trying to get through life alone.
You killed it.
Will Chris be billed for this session?
No, this is a free beyond me. You killed it. Even the stoic thing, like but you described it with like the calm, but the vulnerability. Yeah. You killed it, and what was so cool is after you were the most vulnerable, the next guy got really teary-eyed and asked the vulnerable question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Directly, but like.
But he was feeling it and wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was so good.
Carly always.
You gotta do it. Carly, like I see her looking at him and she's like,
I'll give you a hug.
stretch pause.
That's fire. How's your workout going?
Pretty good.
Good.
Exploding back pain, you know? It means it's a good hamstring day.
Oh yeah. This machine specifically cooks my back.
Really?
Yeah.
Helps my back.
Nah, it cooks my back.
You going?
Yep.
Alright kids, it's gonna be a wrap on this video. The event yesterday, we got back yesterday? Yesterday?
Yeah.
2 days ago? Whatever, whenever the fuck we got back. The event was a success. It was easy because it wasn't our event, so we got to come in and come out. I much more enjoy like the Q&A style things, as I've said. So cool, it's fun. Grateful to share a lot of things I try and learn from the experience of my life. A therapist was in the crowd and she came in and asked some deep questions and just tried to throw me under the bus, but I think I handled it pretty well. She approved of my answers, so that's always a good sign. She's from Nashville, so that's why she came out to it. But other than that, it was we went out that night and I took myself to the fucking Zin bin, popped a Zin, little fucking single upper decker, and I just threw it all up. We got to a rooftop club and I started to feel nauseous. I like spit it out. I'm like, my face went pale. I'm like, I need to leave. We're an Uber home. Like I'm like, just breathing deep, eyes closed, get home, sit over the toilet, just like everything I ate that day just came up, and I was like, motherfucker, I don't know how people fucking chew these things. I was trying to pull up the Andrew Tate diet of caffeine, steak, and fucking nicotine, but
Well, it's actually cigars, but
it's nicotine, same shit. But it didn't work for me, so I will never be doing that again in my life, because that was absolutely miserable. I had the spins going to bed, like I didn't even drink. Fucking horrible. We'll never try that again, but I'll try anything once. So that was that. Came back, nice little leg day, finished off with some FSC7 calves. I told Hani that I'm gonna do nothing but FSC7 for calves from now on, and if they grow, then he's a good coach. If not, he's a shit coach. So sorry, Hani, but you're on the test right now. But yeah, that's what's going on. Calvin's going to Alpha Land this weekend. I'm not, so God bless that. Don't want to travel and it's gonna be hot. And that's a wrap on this video. So thank you guys for watching. Podcast with Chris Williamson just launched today. If you guys haven't seen it, Modern Wisdom on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think it's Chris Williamson is his channel name on YouTube. So if you guys want to watch it, it's a really good interview. Probably one of my best podcasts I've done. Most in depth, I should at least say. You guys can decide if it's the best. But yeah, that's what's going on. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out.